Hi, thank you so much for joining me. This is Jenny Oya with Nuggets and Things. Today, we want to just share a little bit about sometimes when you get stuck. When you get stuck in a place, you know you're stuck in that place. What do you do? How do you get out of it, right? Um, I listen to people talk about they've been out of a relationship. They've been out of a relationship for 10 years, 12 years. Yet, they are still in it. They think they're out, but they're not. They are mentally still in that relationship. They haven't moved forward. They can't go backwards. They just stuck. And they want to be able to find somebody in their life. They want someone that they can share their life with, but they're still stuck. From 15 years, they're still carrying that load. They're still carrying the pain, the hurt, the loss, whatever it may be. They stuck there, and it's hard for you to move forward when you're stuck, and you're carrying this extra load, this extra baggage, right? And then you talk to people and you're saying, I want to be able to do this, I want to be able to do that. Well, was no one stopping you but you. You're the reason why you're still there. And then sometimes, when you're trying to move forward in anything, you know, um, we may have situation has gone in our life, pains or heartaches, whatever it may be. um, and you talk about, how do I get past that? Well, first of all, you need to, come on, go inside yourself. One of the things I always say, go inside yourself and fix that. Fix that. If there's somebody out there you need to, make recompense with, you need to go ahead and straighten that thing out. You need to go ahead and, and get some forgiveness going. Whether they have hurt you or you have hurt them. Straighten that out. We don't want to be dealing with no karma, right? Karma don't forget nobody's address. It don't forget no address. It don't forget no time. It don't forget people. Karma will come back for you, and it doesn't give you a full warning. It doesn't ask you, is it okay? It don't. I mean, don't need permission. Karma is just what it is. We talk about. If you want to go scripture wise, we can talk about. You reap what you sow. That's karma, honey. That's just karma. Karma will come back and will come knock on your door and say, do you remember you did this? Okay. This is why you are dealing with this. This is why you are reaping this, because you did that. Now, karma is a beautiful thing sometimes, because karma sometimes can be beautiful. It can come back and give you something great because you've been good to somebody, because you've been good through your life, because you've helped somebody, because you have a good heart. Then karma comes back and gives you some great things coming, Because karma just knows you. It respects you, and it will give you what you what you put out there. What you put out there is gonna come back to you, good or bad. So if you know there's something you need to get straightened out there, there's something you have done that you have not, gone back and straightened that thing out. Now is a good time to do that. Don't go pulling something else into your life, into your moment, until you make sure that you ain't got karma getting ready to come back for you. You make sure those things are done, right? Um, I do. I listened to somebody sometime the other day that was talking to me about something about giving, right? Which we are talking. No, I give. That's not an issue for me. But then when I ask you sometimes, about giving and you can't, whatever, that's fine. And then later on, you come back and say, "Can you give to me?" I talked about this not too long ago. I said, "Hey, now, didn't I just come to you and ask you for something, and you totally ignored me? You totally ignored me. But now you're asking me for something, that you want something for." And I'm like, I told you, I don't do them. I don't do them because I don't think your cause is any better than mine. And a lot of times, when I have a cause, it's never for me. It is for someone or something else that I have an attachment to, that I believe in, right? Someone asked me, about giving, let's say something to get a bag, one of those bags. Y'all know I'm not even gonna put the name out there. I'm not gonna try to give nobody no publicity. But those purses out there that they cost a whole lot of money. And somebody asked me about getting that bag. I said, for what? Would I need that bag? I don't need that bag. This is for me. So don't go on no little no trip for me. This is for me. I'm not going here buying a bag, just so I can prove to somebody I can buy one. I can purchase a bag, a genuine bag. I'm not spending no $5,000 on a purse, a pair of shoes, cologne, anything, just so I can prove to somebody I can afford it. When in most instances, you can't. A lot of people go out buying this stuff. When the income tax time comes, you're going to go out there and go and do this big shopping. You want to go and impress somebody. You impressing people who don't give a flip about you otherwise. You know what I mean? You impressing people who really don't care. Because if you're my friend, if you somebody I'm vibing with, you don't care whether or not I got this, that, or the other, because you care about me. It's all about me and you, our relationship, right? You my girl, you my girl. I ain't got to impress you and try to make you think I'm somebody that I may not be. I'm not going to spend money personally on something that I don't think is important to me. This is just me now. This is just me talking. This ain't got to do with you. That's your money. Yeah, tell me, that's your money. Spend your money anywhere you want. But I try to see my money. I respect money. That's one. I put some respect on my money. And I make my money make sense. Because I want to be able to look back and say, this is what my money has done. My money is not going out there doing things that's foolish. Trying to impress people that I can do this. I can live this way. I can possess this. I can have that. And the whole time I've gotten those things, I'm struggling, I'm stressing, I'm having a hard time because I know I can't afford it, but I'm still trying to impress somebody. For what? For what? I remember probably maybe in 2018, I was sitting in my house. And I don't know what I was doing, but I was sitting in my house. And I had a bottle of water, I know that. And I set my bottle of water on my end table. And I looked around, there was another half a bottle somewhere else. And my spirit, my guide, spoke to me. Do you know? And I had my dog. My dog was sitting laying in her pillow. And it was summertime. And my spirit said, do you know there are people who live worse than your dog? Your dog, listen to this, now it's going to make sense. Your dog in the wintertime comes in the house to get warm. Your dog in the summer comes in the house to get cool. Your dog knows that you're going to have water and food for your dog. Year round. Your dog knows that they will be taken care of. And there are people who live less than what your dog lives. They don't have what your dog has. There's people who don't know when they're going to eat. They don't have the comforts of warmth in this winter or cool in this summer. So your dog is living better than some people. And that thing hit me. It hit me hard. And I never ever want to forget what it did to me that day. And I made a vow that moment, that I would never leave a bottle of water that I had sitting there and it's not been emptied. I would drink my bottle of water until it's all out, because I'm not gonna waste water anymore. Because there's people who wish they had clean water over in the different countries. They don't have water. And I was supporting different countries, right? I supported 3 countries at a time. But even though I knew I was supporting the best, I knew how to support them. I knew I could not support the whole country or the whole city or the whole village. I did what I could for different ones because that was my heart. That was my desire. So I chose, if I'm going to spend $1,500, it would not be on a bag. It would not be on no perfume. It won't be on no a hotel room. It would be on somebody. It would be for people or a thing in which I think is important to me, right? You live your life, baby. Do whatever you think you need to do. But then in the same token, think about this. They talk about, let your life, speak for you. Live a life that when people talk about you, they can remember the great things that you've done. Because, honey, let me tell you something. You ain't got but one time to go through here and do what you got to do. So make it big. Do it well. Right? And if I choose to go out to a restaurant and eat, I can. I will. But it's not something I have to do to prove to somebody I can afford to go to a restaurant. Because, me personally, I'd rather eat at home anyway. I love my cooking. And I know my hands have been cleaned to mess with my food. And you don't know that sometimes you go to these different places. That's just me again. I'm wanting to share this with you because, we talk about unlocking some things, right? Sometimes we got to unlock some things within ourselves and realize what is really important to you. You want to be able to have something. You want something. But sometimes you got to go and unlock some doors in your life. Go into yourself and go and change some things. Because if you're tired of getting the same thing, then apparently you're going to have to get tired of doing the same thing at some point. My son has a phrase, he says, he said, it aggravates me, mama, when I start talking to somebody and then they start telling me about, something in their life or whatever. He said, well, you should have led with that. And when we first started talking, you should have led with that kind of conversation because that is important. You should have told me you didn't want children. That should have been your first part of, we've been talking for, months, almost a year. Now just find you didn't want children. You should have led with that. We should have known that way before now. Because now I'm locked into the relationship. I'm all, all in. I want to build a life with you. Now I'm finding out you don't want something that I desire. Lead with that. It may be important to tell somebody something about you that could make or break the relationship. Lead with that, right? You still caught up in Sue Bell? You ain't got over her? Lead with that. You got a psychotic past relationship person that's still haunting you or stalking you or whatever it may be. Lead with that now. Don't have somebody in a relationship with you and they don't know that somebody's following you and now following them and could cause hurt or harm to somebody. Lead with that. Don't go walking up in something trying to mess up somebody else's life because maybe yours at the time is messed up. And it's not that I'm saying it's your fault, but I'm saying tell people things that's important that should be important to that person to know. Right? Make sure you make that obvious. Put that on the table. Before we go any further, let me tell you this. Let me share this with you. I've heard some stuff that people start sharing, down the road that they should have shared from the very beginning. And, people could walk away, but they say, I'm so deep in a relationship now, it's hard for me to walk away, even though that card you threw down the table, it's going to take me a while to absorb that. Because that could be a deal breaker. But I'm so caught up in you now. But sometimes you do that purposely, not tell somebody something. But now down the road, you could reap that. You could reap those. It could come back at you, right? Be what you want somebody to be in your life. Be that. Be honest. Be sincere. Tell people things that you think is important that they should know, like you would want them to do the same thing to you. Good gracious. I've heard some stories in life. Some stories that people, wee. and then when they have to tell somebody that story, sometimes it don't turn out well. Because you should have said that from the beginning. Walking around thinking that you're ready for something that you're not ready for. Start with that. I'm just out here right now. Just trying to get myself together. I just want to have a good time, meet some people, hang out, whatever. See, you led with that. So they know not to get attached to you. They know not to, to look for anything deeper from you because you already let them know, you ain't going deep. I'm just surfacing right now. I'm surfing. How people surf the net, right? They just surfing. Somebody asked me something one day. I think it's about a dating site. I said, I don't do them. I don't do no dating site, no site. I said, mm-mm. I said, because I've had some really bad experiences. People telling you there's something and they ain't. You got your picture out there live. They ain't got no picture. They got a little blank, on there, a picture of, Roscoe, their dog. and then they tell you they this, they that, blasey, blasey. And then, ooh, you find out it ain't nothing what they told you. I don't do them. I just don't do them, right? So I'm learning something, and when I learned it, I just learned to teach that to other people. You know, you come off to somebody what you want somebody to be to you. You want to be honest, so you want honesty back, right? Don't give somebody something that you know you're not willing to give them back. That's not fair to the other person. You're not being truthful. But guess what now? You don't want to be truthful. That's okay, because karma will come for you. Karma will knock on your door and say, excuse me. Oh, I come to show you something. And you ain't got to like it. You ain't got to be happy to see karma. But karma comes and will show you something that you may or may not be ready for. So start off like you really are ready to start off. Go inside something knowing that you have already closed a beautiful door here so you can open a nice one right here. Don't try to go into a door you know you ain't closed the other one on. Sever that. That's one of my favorite things. Sever that. You work with that. I shouldn't have to deal with that. I'm dealing with you. I ain't got to deal with that. That's something you should have dealt with before you decided to come into a new, right? Because it can affect people. And then you turn around, and you apologize. And it can be sincere apology, but it's probably unnecessary that you apologize at this juncture when you should have never started at that one, right? No, I'm so sorry that happened. Yeah, okay, I accept that apology, but really we shouldn't even be here talking about that because you knew this from the gate. So you should have handled that from the gate, and I wouldn't have to be dealing with it now. And I wouldn't have to have the pains now, the hurts now, the disappointments now, the repercussions now, because that should have been done a long time ago. Am I right? Of course I am, right? Nobody wants to deal with that kind of stuff. Nobody wants to deal, because you got your own stuff going on. So you don't need to deal with somebody else's stuff. I got my own mess. You know what I mean? I'm trying to lose 20 pounds. Now that's my thing. I'm trying to lose 20 pounds. Now that's an example. I'm just giving you an example. So now you talk about you trying to get this right here done. I'm working on my 20 pounds. So I got my own thing going on. I'm trying to work on. I don't need to hear about the stuff you dealing with. We could talk about it, but now you need to still work on your stuff like I got to work on mine, because you can't help me lose 20 pounds. I got to have my mind made up. I want to lose it and then start working towards that goal, because that's what I want to do. You might think them 20 pounds look good on me. Everybody says, oh, girl, I love it. You got, that's their idea. But in my head, my mind, I want to let go of those 20 pounds. That's how we do this thing across the board. And so when somebody tells you, I'm working on me, let them work on them. And if they choose to, for you to come and help them, because sometimes people need a buddy system. They need you to help them. Can you help me with this? I'm working on not drinking. I'm working on stop smoking. I'm working on whatever it may be. And I said, so whenever you see me, trying to go towards that route, if you can just remind me, if you can help me with that, I sure appreciate it. Somebody said, I'm going to try this new lifestyle. I'm going to stop eating meat. I'm going to stop doing whatever it may be. So that whatever they're trying to do, and they're telling you that, then your help to them is not to put that in front of them to cause them, to, maybe stumble. Because I don't want nobody stumbling on something that they know is a struggle for them and they're trying to stop. Neither should you. So, let's try doing something different and think about other people. Because I'm telling you, we all got something we're working on. We're all trying to deal with something every single day. But just be honest with yourself and be honest with other people when you're trying to start something, or if you're in something, or you're trying to get out of it. Just be honest and upfront. It'll save a whole lot of pains, hurts, because let me tell you something. The worst thing you want to do is to play a game that karma comes back and trumps it. Because karma will trump your game. And when karma trumps your game, you can't do nothing but say, ow, because it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. I'm telling you, it's going to hurt. Right? So let's do that with our life. Be better. Think of other people before you do what you do. Because their feelings, their hurts, their sorrow, because they had plans with you. They had desires for you. They had these feelings going on. So make sure you're mindful of those things. Lead with what you believe and what you want and what you desire and who you are. Lead with that. That people are not confused later on. Thank you so much for that. Listening to me. I hope you're going to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you need to. I thank you for your time, just your listening ear, and prayerfully some downloads, that you downloaded some of this information. What was for you, receive that. What is not for you, don't worry about it. That wasn't on your cup. It wasn't your tea. It's fine. I'm good with that. But what is, pour that in, and then take that and make your life better, because it's all about betterment, being better. Just be better. That's it. Okay? Thank you again. This is Jenny Oya with Nuggets and Things. You be powerful. Let your light so ever shine. Be extremely the person you want somebody to be proud of. Just be proud of you. Blessings to you. Thank you so much.